Yes. What is that? I bet you know that music. It's fantastic, isn't it? Do you hear that driving rhythm in the percussion and the trumpet? Over and over again. What is that? In music, we call that ostinato, which is Italian for obstinate. And now we're going to learn in a short soundbite about what is ostinato. So, what is ostinato? Well, as you can tell by the name, it's obstinate, right? Ostinato is the Italian or the Latin for stubborn or obstinate. So what is it? It's a rhythm. Often it's a rhythm, as you heard in that piece, or a bass line that repeats over and over again. And when it's a bass line that's repeating over and over again, then we call it basso ostinato. That's what it is, but what's it used for in music? So here's an example of an ostinato pattern. This happens to be mostly a rhythmic ostinato pattern. It's from Mozart Serenade, the Gran Partita, Kerschel 361. Kerschel 361, what's that? It's actually the catalog number. Mozart wrote about 620 pieces or so. And so if somebody cataloged, we'll talk about that another time. So I'm going to play the beginning of this. This ostinato pattern happens through most of the piece. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you see. I have the second clarinet part here, and I'm going to let you see what it looks like. You see all that? See? It never stops. I mean, it does finally stop. On the next page, it's like they get a little break right there. Can you see that part right there? They get a little break, and then it starts up again. So I'm going to play that because I want you to hear what the soloists are doing, but I'm also going to play the ostinato part for you so you can hear the second oboe, the second clarinet, the second bassett horn. All play that for the entire piece. As you might imagine, for wind instrumentalists to play a ostinato that never stops can be quite tiring. I have been fortunate enough so far in playing this wonderful piece. I've played it twice. I played the first clarinet part once, and I played the first bassett part once, so I did not have to do this. But I'm going to just give you a little taste of that right now, so you can see what an ostinato sounds like. Here we go. We're going to have a horn introduction and then the ostinato. I think you get the idea. Did you notice that the solo instruments came in on top of that? First it was the oboe, and then it was the clarinet, and then it was the bassett horn. What's a bassett horn? When I do my video on the clarinet family, I will tell you what a bassett horn is. I don't own one. Unfortunately, it's like my dream instrument that I would love to have, but I don't have one yet. But so that little passage is actually really famous if you've ever seen the movie Amadeus. It's the scene where Salieri hears the music starting, and he talks about the underlying part. When he looks at the music, he says, if you look at the score, you just hear this rusty squeeze box. It's just this pattern. So there's Mozart. Was he trying to create a rusty squeeze box? Why did he have that part? Just to torture the second reed players. What was that doing? What was that little ostinato doing? It gives that a rhythm, a pulse. It's like the pulse of the music. You could say it's like the heartbeat of the music. So now we have another example of ostinato in another Schubert song. Last time I did Schubert's last song written before he died. Here's one of Schubert's earlier songs. He was 17 when he wrote this one. It's called Gretchen am Spinnrade, and that means Gretchen or Margaret at the spinning wheel. So now what do you suppose he's going to use the ostinato for in this one? Again, I just want to show you. Look at all the notes. See all the little fast notes on that second line? That's the piano. Piano's playing all of that, and the voice is on the top line. So let's see what that sounds like, what this ostinato sounds like. Meine Ruhe ist hin, mein Herz ist schwer, ich finde sie nimmer und nimmer mehr. Wo ich ihn nicht hab, ist mir das Grab, die ganze Welt ist mir vergällt. Mein armer Kopf ist mir verrückt, mein armer Seel ist mir zerstört. So, what did that sound like to you? You absolutely heard the spinning wheel there, didn't you? And as Schubert did other musical devices like changing the chords and making it go minor to major for a moment, there's a little bit of light, but the overall impression is that Gretchen has kind of lost it. That incessant, that obstinate ostinato part, and it never stops. You have to be a good pianist to play this well and make it sound good. It helps tell her story. And as the song progresses, if you hear, it's an art song. It's not very long, but it's kind of like a mini opera aria, where you hear her kind of rise to a frenzy, and she finally shows us that she really has lost it. And that ostinato helps tell that story. Okay, now back to the opening music, which was Mars from the Planets. Do you remember that? Here it is. Yeah, low brass. Yeah. Everybody's blowing their brains out right here. Trumpet, snare drum with the ostinato. What does that sound like? This is Mars, the bringer of war. Doesn't this sound like a war machine? Sure. Holst really is telling the story with this piece. It's pretty unmistakable what's going on. This last example I have for you, and it's called Passacaglia. It's by Ron Nelson. It's written for the large concert band. Just to give you an example, there are 12 separate clarinet parts. They're all different. Yes, that's crazy right there. Okay, so what's going on? It's a passacaglia. A passacaglia is a type of ostinato pattern. A passacaglia is in 3. So this one has a da dee don da da 1 2 3 1 2 3. So you're going to hear that difference. But there's actually more than one ostinato going on. Now I'm bringing you in right near the end of the piece, which is really bad because you haven't heard the piece build up and build up. This piece has this amazing 10-minute long build. If you have the patience to listen as the Passacaglia theme is played 25 times by the band, it's incredible. It's an incredible piece of music. But where I'm going to start it, you're going to be a little disoriented because you haven't been listening to the previous 8 minutes. So bear with me. I'm going to give you about a minute of this, and I want you to see if you can hear the 2 different ostinatos happening. Okay, here we go. Hear the saxes, oboes. Now the flutes are going faster on top of that, but the kind of scary, right? Kind of like Mars, right? We have these 8th notes. Here we go, horns. Low brass. Yes. fantastic. Yeah, trombones. By the way, underneath that, you still hear the here we go. And now the whole brass section is amazing. Oh, horns on top playing a counter melody. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. This gives me goosebumps. Okay, I have to stop it there because I'm about to lose it. That is a 10-minute long Passacaglia. It's incredible. There's still like another minute to go. You do yourself a favor and listen to this piece of music. And I hope you learned a lot about what the purpose is of ostinato in music. Just another element of music to help you understand what's going on. When you listen to music, it just deepens your appreciation that much more, as you can see. And we'll see you again next time on Elise's Music Stories. I hope you enjoyed that.